Start tayo ha. So this is our topic for today, compound interest, the last topic that will involve interest. So again, when we talk about interest, under the usapan ng investment, ito yung additional money na makukuha natin in return once na hinugot na natin yung ating investment or yung dineposit natin sa bangko. Same lang naman na papunta sa atin yung money na may patong na interest. And then, in terms naman ng loan or ng pag-utang, ito yung extra money na ibabayad mo dun sa pinagkautangan mo aside from the principal amount, yung mismong amount na inutang mo. Okay? So, tubo pa rin. Halos same lang ito sa ating simple interest. The difference is that itong compound interest natin, halimbawa, you have a principal amount of 100 pesos. So, after some time, tumubo siya ng 1,000. Under the compound interest, yung 1,000 na yun na yung magiging bago mong principal amount for the next period. So, ganun lang yung ginagawa ni simple interest. Hindi katulad nung ni compound. Hindi katulad nung kay simple interest, kasi sa kanya, kung ano yung principal amount niya, fixed na yon. Yun na yun. Kay compound, so nagbabago siya every period, padagdag siya ng padagdag. So ibig sabihin, kapag investment, mas maganda na dito ka sa compound interest. Pero kapag ikaw yung may utang, kawawa ka dito sa compound interest. Okay? So we have its general formula. I that is equal to F minus P. Kung maaalala nyo sa simple interest natin, yung formula natin for maturity value is halos katulad lang nitong general formula ng compound interest natin. Ang kaibahan lang, si F yung nasa kaliwa, and then si I yung naka-plus kay P. And ganun pa rin naman yung mga components, yung F natin, that is the maturity value of our compound interest. Yung I is generally the compound interest, and P is the principal amount o yung mismong amount na hiniram mo or yung i-deposit mo, ininvest mo. Ayan. So this is our first formula for this topic, I that is equal to F minus P. Ayan. We also have this one. This is the compound interest formula for maturity or future value. So F that is equal to P times 1 plus R over C raised to CT. Components po dito ay halos the same lang dun sa mga inaral natin dun sa simple interest. So the F, that's still the maturity value. Our principal amount, of course, this is the initial amount or yung mismo talagang amount na i-deposit mo again and na hiniram if in terms kapag nag-loan ka or nangutang ka. And then yung R natin, that is still the interest rate. Of course, decimal form pa rin yung default natin dito. And then we have the time muna. So siya yung naka-exponent dun sa ating 1 plus R raised to C. So yung time natin dito, of course, dapat in years pa din, in terms of years pa din. Default niya yan. And then, ang bago lang dito is the C. This is the number of compounding. So, kung ilang period yung meron sa ating compound interest. So, depende to. Ayan, meron tayong mga nakasulat yan. Pag annually, so isang beses magko-compound sa isang taon, C is equal to 1. Kapag semi-annually, C is equal to 2. Quarterly, C is equal to 4. Monthly, C is equal to 12. And then kapag daily naman, C is equal to 365. So, itong mga words na ito, annually, semi-annually, quarterly, monthly, daily, ito lang yung aabangan natin sa ating word problems dito sa compound interest. So that, alam natin kung ano yung mismong value ng C natin. Kasi most of the time, hindi siya ibibigay in numbers. So, ayan yung mga gagamiting words annually, semi-annually, quarterly, monthly, daily. Refer na lang kayo dito para alam natin kung ano yung value ng C na gagamitin natin. Sige. So, dun lang sa dalawang formulas na ito, iikot ang ating discussion for today. Let's have our first example. Ayan. For our example number 1, if 10,000 pesos is invested in account paying 6% compounded quarterly, how much will be in the amount at the end of 5 years, and how much is the interest earned? So again, when you are given a word problem, hanapin muna natin kung ano yung mga values na ibinigay as well as kung ano yung hinahanap. So may given tayo dito sa ating example, if 10,000 pesos is invested. So ibig sabihin meron tayong principal amount that is equal to 10,000 pesos. And then, in account paying 6%. So meron tayong interest rate that is in percent form. So 6%. Alam natin ang gagawin dito. To convert it into decimal form, you just need to directly divide it by 100. So 6 divided by 100, you will get its decimal form. And then, after that, it is followed by compounded quarterly. So we saw the word compounded quarterly. Ibig sabihin, meron kang value ng C, pero hindi siya specific na number. So you will refer to our list dito sa C natin kung ano yung value niya. Ano ba yung nabanggit na compounded? For example, number 1, this is quarterly. So hanapin mo lang dito kung nasan yung quarterly, we have C that is equal to 4. So therefore, ang given pala dito sa ating example number 1, na value ng C is equal to 4 because of that word na compounded quarterly. After that, how much will be in the account at the end of 5 years? So may given din sa atin na time in terms of years that is equal to 5. So wala na tayong problem dyan in terms of years na siya. Hindi na natin siya kailangan i-convert pa. So pwede na yan. And then, yun na yung ating mga given. So pwede na natin silang ilista. Or habang dinedetermine nyo siya, pwede nyo naman silang ilista isa-isa. So diskarte nyo. Ayan. And then after that, yung required natin. So, ang unang tinanong is, how much will be in the account at the end of 5 years? So, ibig sabihin, how much will be in the account at the end of 5 years? This is our future value or maturity value. So, yun yung unang hinahanap natin. And then, second, how much is the interest earned? So, kailangan natin then hanapin yung compounding interest at the end of 5 years. Okay. So, meron tayong given, meron tayong required. And ang una namang hinahanap sa atin is the future value. We can use this formula. F that is equal to P times 1 plus R over C raised to CT. Ayan. So, substitute lang tayo dito sa formula na ito. We will have F that is equal to our principal amount, that is 10,000 pesos, multiplied by 1 plus 0.06 divided by 4. So again, yung 4 natin, that is the word compounded quarterly, raised to our C times T, so 4 times 5, because yung given natin na time is in 5 years. And then simplify muna, unahin muna natin yung nasa loob ng parenthesis, 0.06 divided by 4, that is just equal to 0.015. And then add it by 1, we will have 1.015. So when we evaluate this, 10,000 times 1.015 raised to 20, we will have our maturity value after 5 years ng investment na ito, that is equal to 13,468.55 pesos. So that is our final answer for our maturity value. Pero hindi pa yun yung nag-iisang hinahanap, meron pang isa, how much is the interest earned? So ilalagay lang din natin dito yung I na question mark para to indicate na hinahanap din yung ating interest. So to find the compounding interest, we can use its general formula, I that is equal to F minus P. Since meron naman tayong given na P and then na-compute naman natin previously yung ating value ng maturity. So substitution lang tayo dito. We will have 13,468.55 minus 10,000. And we will get our compounding interest after 5 years, that is equal to 3,468.55 pesos. So do you have questions before we proceed to our example number 2? Sige, wait lang ah.
Wala na ba?
Okay. So this is our example number 2. Mia received 40,000 pesos from a bank that pays 4% interest to be compounded semi-annually in a span of 7 years. How much was the initial deposit? Again, our first step, anong ang ginagawa natin dyan? Dinedetermine natin yung given and yung required. So meron tayong Mia received 40,000 pesos from a bank that pays 4% interest to be compounded semi-annually in a span of 7 years. So Mia received 40,000 pesos. Ibig sabihin, is this P or F? Since nahugot na ni Mia yung kanyang, nakuha na ni Mia yung kanyang investment after 7 years, 40,000 pesos. Ibig sabihin, instead of the principal amount, given na tayo ng maturity value. So we have F that is equal to 40,000 pesos dahil dun sa word na received. Okay? From a bank. So, that pays 4% interest. So, meron again tayong interest rate in terms of percentage. So, we need to convert it by to its decimal form. So, 4% divided by 100. So, we have the R. Of course, that is our R. And then, to be compounded semi-annually. So, compounded semi-annually, again, meron tayong nagpapahiwatig na value ng C, pero hindi pa natin alam specifically yung kanyang numeric value. So, ang sabi lang dito, compounded semi-annually. Now, you will look again sa ating list especially pagka hindi ka pa familiar. So we have annually and then followed by semi-annually. So we can see that under semi-annually, yung value ng C natin is equal to 2. So yun pala yung given natin sa example number 2. We have C that is equal to 2. And then, meron tayong F, R, C, and after that, may nakalagay dito in a span of 7 years. So we have our value of T that is in terms of years, that is equal to 7. O, yun na yung ating mga given. And after that, ang hinahanap, how much was the initial deposit? So how much was the initial deposit? This is the principal amount, the initial deposit. So let's write our given. And we have our F, 40,000 pesos. Again, our interest rate, 0.04. Our period, C, that is equal to 2. And our time, 7 years. So, ang hinahanap natin is, again, the principal amount. For the solution, we can use the formula for the maturity value. Since lahat naman ng components doon except sa ating principal amount ay given, so pwedeng-pwede na natin makuha yung ating principal amount. We have our formula F that is equal to P times 1 plus R over C raised to C times our time. So substitution, yung ating maturity value, 40,000 pesos, that is equal to our principal amount. So, wala pa tayong principal amount, kaya P lang muna yung ilalagay natin dito. Multiplied by 1 plus our rate in decimal form, of course, 0.04 divided by yung compounded semi-annually, that is our period. So, divided by 2 raised to C times T, so 2 times 7 years. And then simplify lang natin. So starting sa loob, 0 ng parenthesis, 0.04 divided by 2, that is just 0.02. Add it by 1, you will have 1.02 sa loob ng ating parenthesis. And to get the value of our principal amount, we can divide 40,000. We can divide 1.0214 by 40,000. O 40,000 divided by 1.02 raised to 14. Okay, and then just simplify. We will get our principal amount that is equal to 30,315 pesos. And this is our final answer. Ayan. So, yun lang po yung dalawa nating example for compound interest. So, hatiin na lang siguro natin sa dalawang parts kasi hanggang dito lang yung kaya ni ma'am ng lalamunan.